It's showtime at Homestead, Miami.
Andre Baranowskis at the line, steals it in the Indy 250.
Come on, if your back's in trouble, let it go. Gordon to the wall, jumps right around.
Side by side on the final lap, coming to the checkered flag.
Steve Morgan, the last half, and the victory in Las Vegas.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
I've been dreaming, thinking that maybe we're all gonna win. 'Cause I've been losing sleep, fighting something. I think it's time to let go. I think it's time to let go. I think it's time to let go. I thought I'd let you all know. I think it's time to let go.
Hello and welcome back to North Wilkesboro Speedway for the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout. Thursday is over. Now we are on to Friday's events. This whole deal, this schedule, the way it's going to be set up. Today we got the mods qualifying. We have the SuperTruck feature event and the late model stocks followed that. And also tonight we are going to have the Chick-fil-A Cup Series main event. As you can tell, last night we had heats for that one. So Chick-fil-A Cup Series is going to be doing that main event. Unfortunately, I will not be commentating for that event. We will have someone else up in the booth for that one, but that does not mean I will not be around for all of this. With the mod qualifying, the SuperTrucks, the late model stocks, I will be around for all of that. And of course, alongside me, my good friend, Napa fan. Napa fan, let me tell you something. Last night was pretty hectic. What do you expect tonight in the SuperTrucks and the late model stocks?
Yeah, I mean, all across the board last night was pretty crazy. I mean, the most mild thing we had was probably the Chick-fil-A Cup Series heats. But let me tell you, I don't think the Chick-fil-A Cup Series race tonight is going to be mild at all. It's going to be wild. Spin that M around. And I think the same can be said for SuperTrucks and late model stocks. Both run GNS physics, both 50 laps long. They're both going to be excellent races. And with what we saw last night, even in the Hers Dash Series, it's going to be wild all night long here. But we begin with a qualifying session, and of course Alex went through the schedule for us, so thanks to him for that. Got it all right, too. 36 drivers in this year's modified feature. That is 8 more than what we had last year, so quite a bit bigger of a field for the modifieds this year, and that's definitely going to make things interesting for the modified feature tomorrow night. But what we're going to do, we're going to set the heats for tomorrow, and tomorrow at noon Eastern Time, right here on NABFan, we're going to have the modified heats and the super late model LCQ during the matinee. This will determine how they line up for those heat races. Let's go ahead and get started. Modified qualifying, night number 2 of the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout right here from North Wilkesboro. We're just getting started here on this Friday night.
And we are here ready to go for modified qualifying for this event. We have a lot of drivers in the field tonight. Let's take a look at that number 5 there in the back of the group on that modified deal. Yeah, that is Micah Knapp, number 5. First driver out, though, is going to be the number 14. That is Owen Miles, taking his first runs out onto the track in the Dick Barney Racing number 14. Real life driven by Blake Barney. Met that guy. He's really cool. Really good friend of mine now. And, hopefully Owen Miles can get a little bit of success in that 14 car, something Blake obviously cannot.
Shots fired. Oh, my. Boy, we're already starting with a fire tonight, aren't we?
A little bit of a burn, but a little bit of a play here and there. He gets that joke. Trust me, he does. He's gonna talk smack about me with me in my cart later, so it's all right. Anyway, to the rest of the field. Let's see who else we have in the field tonight. We have that number 26, Number 26 driven by Isaac Nichols down over there and down under in Australia. Really great to have
That was a
Isaac
bad
Nichols
accent.
back in the Yeah, I know. That was a terrible Australian
Yeah, but I will
accent.
say, you know, it's great to see Isaac back running here on Napa Fan. Haven't seen him in a while, but it's so great to have you back, and definitely looking forward to see what he can do. We got 36 guys, so I'm excited for tomorrow night's feature because it's going to be a much bigger field than what we had last year, and 76 laps, anything is possible, but I like to tell you about somebody who went to the top of the board but just lost it. Tell us about this guy, man. Just lay it all on the line.
Zachary Fitzwater. Man, I don't even know what to say much, and I can tell you right now, I can talk about the two modifieds that are running 1-2 with each other, because, I mean, man, you can't script that. You honestly can't script that. You couldn't script it, and it's there. But let me tell you one thing. Fitzy and Nathan Stapleton probably running the two best modifieds, in my opinion, but then again, it's family.
In your
but in my opinion, the two best modifieds on the grid, you know, one big-time racing team, that's the one that Fitzy's running for, and I can tell you one thing, that guy, championship caliber driver, and 51's always been his lucky number. Next one, Nathan Stapleton, number 22. Man, number 22, I can remember that back in the day, starting off firsthand when my cousin Kyle started racing that number 22 modified way back in the day, 2015. Used to be on the team for a little bit, and just haven't been on it in a while. They usually get all the help they have, but other than that, you know, still root for him, still pull for him. Man, I love that car. I love that 22 more often than not.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta love family, man. You know, our good buddy Alex here, of course, obviously you guys can probably figure out. He's cousins with Kyle and Justin Bonington, who drive full-time, or Justin does at least. I can't remember about Kyle.
Justin's full-time, Kyle is part-time. He usually runs Thompson, Stafford, and a few Southern races, but if he's running about half the season, I'd probably consider that full-time anyway, because about majority of the guys that run half the season are full-time.
All right, let's get some fast times in here. How about this? Number 60, Jesse Turner, going to the top of the board.
Jesse Turner, quick time for him, man. Jesse Turner, he's not showing any less of a loss of talent at all. This guy, he's the top dog on the local. Oh, excuse me, he's the top dog on the local.
You got that Chipotle going on there, Alex?
No, that.
Oh no!
Oh, Nathan, no, you wrecked the car, man.
Well, thankfully, at least per Napa fan rule, he doesn't have to worry about losing his time. But tough right there for Nathan Stapleton getting caught up in that accident. Oh, and another one!
Oh, wow, more.
Yikes.
Okay.
And the one thing is, with these, you know, practice sessions that we use for qualifying, the caution never comes out, so they just barrel right into them. But we got so many guys in this field we have to really talk about. It's impossible to go through every single one of them.
Oh, here we go again. Someone got stagger checked. Someone got stagger checked. This is 41.
Yeah, 41 of Logan Williams there.
And Williams got stagger checked.
Luke Rainey in the number 2, and
of course Luke Rainey going with the Doug Kobe car. I'm not saying anything bad. It's just Doug Kobe's a multi-time modified champion, and I can see Luke Rainey going for it right off the bat.
Oh boy, there's 77.
It's something with the number 2 that Luke Rainey likes, but yeah, number 77. That is, of course, Igor Barreto. He actually did a really good job in his super late model heat, and is starting second, I believe, in the super late models.
I think so. He got the fastest time in his group, which means he locked on the front row, but he was slower than RJ Bishop, so he will be starting on the outside pole tomorrow in the super late model feature. I got the Chipotle too. Hey, you know, we're just getting the bugs worked out here in modified qualifying. Now, what I'm seeing here, Turner put down that fast time, but I haven't seen much of a change up top. A little bit different than what we saw with the late model qualifying that we had yesterday, so might work out in Turner's favor. Now, I will say it does not lock you a front row starting position since nobody gets eliminated. This the heats that determine the front row starting position here for modified, so that'll definitely play an interesting factor into how the race goes tomorrow night. But Jesse Turner looking pretty stout right now in the number 60 machine.
Yeah, the way Jesse Turner's really running right now, and especially for the fact of, many of you probably don't know, but a lot of modified races, at least some of the lower guys, and I believe some of the top guys, usually when they're running these kind of races, they're running scuffs. And quick time! Is that Luke Rainey, I believe?
Yeah. Let's see, where is he?
Luke Rainey, top of the board.
There he is. Yeah, and in the Doug Kobe Championship ride, you know?
Yeah, the old MSR3 racing machine and Mayhew Tool sponsorship. I'm telling you, Luke Rainey at number 2, that's got to be a lucky number for him. I got to tell you that right now. That's got to be some sort of lucky number Luke Rainey has. He always likes and signs up for the number 2. I swear that's like his lucky number.
And Luke Rainey, as far as I can remember, last night he barely made it on to the super late model feature. He locked his spot on, didn't have to go to the LCQ, so he finished runner-up in that last year, but he's looking to have a strong run here in the modifieds this year, so watch out for Luke Rainey. He's a very, very strong driver here on Napa Fan. He can have a good shot in the modified feature of the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout tomorrow night. Take a look at some other guys here. Number 8, Cameron Garlington. Now, this one's going to be fun.
Ooh.
Great to see Garlington. First time I think he's been in this event in quite some time. Since it was back in the Concord Speedway, I think, so the last time he had ever been part of it, if he even was part of it back then. But great to see Cameron have a good run here in the number 8 machine. Currently, never mind. He's the last driver on the leaderboard. Not necessarily too great of a run, but the good thing is, in the heats, you can only go up from there. So we'll hope that that's what happens with Cameron Garlington in tomorrow's heats at noon Eastern time. But it's looking like Rainey and Turner are going to be the guys. Oh, wow. Rainey got caught up in something
Rainey has
there.
an engine issue.
I think he just ran into something. We got it set on 103% strength. These guys are a little bit wild out here right now, so
Yeah.
we're going to have to see what we do for the feature. I think we might go 102 for the feature tomorrow night, but
We might have to at this point.
and let me tell you, we've already recorded the Chick-fil-A Cup Series race, but we should have gone a little bit lower on the strength. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Definitely recommend sticking around, checking that out. The throwback race tonight. I think that's the thing a lot of people are looking forward to tonight here in the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout. And even a lot of these guys who are going to be qualifying in this race are going to be in that race tonight over in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Definitely should be a good one later on tonight here in the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout.
Yep. We're going to take a look at Old Blue, number 3 there, Chase Harris, driving Old Blue. Bowler Racing Enterprise, that number 3, that's been a staple in modified competition for as long as I can even remember. Old Blue, he's not actually doing too bad right now. Currently qualified 8th quickest on the track. Not too bad for him in a first time.
And last night, Chase Harris won his super late model heat, if I'm not mistaken. So,
yeah,
and not only that, of course, last week won IndyCar at Texas, and then the week before that won IndyCar at Lime Rock. I mean, I'm telling you, Chase Harris could leave this weekend with 4 career Napa Fan wins and 5 starts. Not even kidding. Pretty darn good in the number 3 right there.
Yeah, if he does, that's going to be a really good kind of summer stretch swing of races that he's won. So, who knows? Maybe it could happen. Maybe it could not. Anything's possible.
See, that's why we race. So look at this gaggle of cars right here. Number 1, Arthur Xavier there on the inside. You got the 14 in the middle of this. There's Owen Miles. We already mentioned him. There's the 01 machine of Cole Speed, the 99. Josh King, 52 there. Marty Johnson. Marty!
Marty!
Marty, as far as I know, is going to have to go to the LCQ in the super late model tomorrow afternoon, so he's probably thinking about that too, but he's going to definitely be in the modified race. Thankfully, nobody fails to qualify for the modified feature, but 36 guys, it is going to be intense tomorrow for the feature event, don't you think?
Yeah, I really think it is, and I honestly cannot wait for this feature event. I think it's going to be pretty insane.
It definitely will be. Obviously, we've seen a lot of insanity here in this qualifying session, so we're in store for a treat tomorrow night. We're in store for a treat tonight. We were in store for a treat last night. It's just such a great event here at North Wilkesboro. So much great short track racing in all these classes, and we're going to have the cup cars on here later tonight. Oh, brother.
We've had a bit of an
you know
issue
what?
with Fitz.
You know what? The session ended. Session ended. Didn't need to see the rest of that. That's how they will line up for the heats. Odd number cars will be in heat number 1 tomorrow afternoon. Even number cars will be in heat number 2. It'll determine the inside and outside starting positions. Nobody will fail to qualify. All 36 drivers will be in the feature event tomorrow night. Take a look at the rest of the results right there. So what are you looking for here in the modified feature? How do you think it's going to play out tomorrow night?
Well, just looking at qualifying, I think it's going to play out pretty hectic in this race. So, you know what? I honestly cannot wait. I think this will be pretty fun.
I think it will be too. And speaking of fun, we're going to jump right into feature events now. All we got left tonight are some races. SuperTruck feature, late model stock feature, Chick-fil-A Cup Series Southern States 400. We're just getting started here on this Friday night. Hope you guys stick around and enjoy it. We'll be right back with the SuperTruck feature in the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout.
And as unfortunate as it is, rain has started to come down in North Carolina. Currently, the North Wilkesboro Speedway being not really flooded, but the track is kind of wet right now. We're going to have to give it a little bit, let the track air titans drive the track. Until then, please stand by with us. We will be more than happy to get this racing going. SuperTrucks up next here in the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout.
I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm just in the mood today.
And with the rain cleared up here, we are ready to go for the SuperTruck feature event. The track is dry. The rain is let up for the time being. It's kind of clear here, but we're ready to go here in the SuperTruck feature event. Arthur Xavier, your pole sitter for the SuperTrucks, and Nathan Smith completing the front row. Napa fan, let me tell you, we have already seen some pretty interesting stuff in the modified qualifying event. How is that going to match up for this SuperTruck event?
I think this one's going to be kind of wild. This was a wild race last year. As far as I can remember, we had somebody just drive through the field and take a position away. And speaking of that, we saw that last night in the Hers Dash Series race with Eric Monaco. I have a feeling we may see something like that again tonight. This place is a little weird. They haven't been calling cautions out as frequently as you think they would. It's anybody's race. It's going to be a blast here. We're just going to have to see how it all goes down here for this SuperTruck feature. 50 laps here at North Wilkesboro. That's a good length of a race here. I think it's a good length for a feature of them. And as Alex said, Arthur Xavier on the pole position, Nathan Smith alongside of both of those guys in their first career Napa fan starts. But behind them, great to see Elijah Gordon back. This is the only event he's going to be running here in this Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout. He finished runner-up in this SuperTruck feature last year. He's alongside the 36 machine of James Saunders in his first career Napa Fam start. 55, Brad Stover to the inside of Angel Olvera. Mitchell Collins in the number 10 to the inside of the 50 of Nathan Faden, and then the 47 machine of Bradley Reen to the inside of the 81 of Colton Yo. That's the top 10 starting positions. Here we go. We got some racing on Friday night. Take it away, Alex. SuperTruck feature from North Wilkesboro.
Up through the gears, here we go. Green flag is racing in the SuperTrucks. Heading into turn one, Arthur Xavier looking like he's got a great start here, but watch out for that 29. Making about for a second, Elijah Gordon doing a great job showing that he's picked up what he's kind of left off last year, kind of in a good run that he's had for a little bit. But meanwhile, up front, it's Arthur Xavier still holding on to the lead as they complete the first lap of 50.
Good jump there for Arthur Xavier. Here comes the 55 of Brad Stover. This guy knows what he's doing as well. He's not had the best of seasons in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Hoping to maybe switch that around tonight. Ooh, and way off the groove. That is Nathan Smith, and they're 3 wide for the 4th position. The 10 machine to the inside of the 36. How about that 10 of Mitchell Collins moving his way to the inside for the 4th position?
Yeah, it's a great run there for Mitchell Collins so far. Going to try and make the pass complete here. Hopefully can be able to get the pass done in 3 and 4, and it looks like he will. So Mitchell Collins up to 4th place. Good little run there considering where he started a little earlier on in the race.
Yeah, look at this gaggle of cars back in here. This is a very common sight here in these North Wilkesboro races where they kind of just jam up after they go single file up front. Got the 16 machine up here, Justin Lightning trying to get some of the work on the inside. He didn't have the best of runs last night in the Hers Dash Series. Wants a little bit of a rebound here in this SuperTruck feature. Boy, 87 in the middle of all that right there. Alexander Rowe, very experienced driver in the middle of this field. 77 there of Chase Buck. His first career Napa fan start as well in the 77 machine. But back up front, Arthur Xavier's holding on, but Elijah Gordon's coming in the 29.
Yeah, Elijah Gordon, he's heavily experienced in sim racing, has been running it for years, and he's really trying to show that right there by trying to get a win in the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout tonight. And, I mean, he's keeping good pace, but I wouldn't even count out Brad Stover either, sitting back there in third. He's kind of creeping a little on Elijah, just trying to say, you know what, I'm just going to keep my rearview mirrors full of you, so that way you can force a mistake, and I can make a pass on you right then and there. And Elijah's doing the same thing to Arthur Xavier, but it looks like, for right now, Xavier's really keeping a calm, cool head up there in the lead pack.
Yeah, his first career Napa Fan start. Of course, last year we saw a couple guys who were making their first career starts on Napa Fan win this race. Connor Hurley won the Street Stock feature last year in his first career start. Had a lot of first-timers in the Street Stock feature last night, but McMillan came home with the race victory. And Elijah Gordon does not want to finish second in this race again. I can tell you that much. I mean, last year was a bit of a disappointing run for him there. Had a good run and almost had the shot at winning, but could not beat off Matthew Phillips, who won this event last year. Got some battling going on back in here. 16 machine of Justin Lightning trying to close in on the 22 of Nathan Smith. Smith fell back quite a bit right there. 62 machine, go through some other guys in the field. Ryan Benjamin in that machine, 72. That is John Andrews. Great to see John Andrews in this event. A highly experienced veteran in this one. Number 7 machine as well in this race. That is Fisher G, who finished third last year in the SuperTruck feature. 32 machine there of Angel Olvera. We got the 81 up here as well. Colton Yo actually fell back after starting 10th. The 17 machine, Ace Garcia. 97 machine of Joshua Rush. 57 machine of Landon Smith Jr. You got Davey Johnson in the 66, and then the 79 of Usmain Hamid. That's the full field here at North Wilkesboro in the SuperTruck feature. Pretty calm one so far. Do you think it's going to stay that way, or do you think we're going to get a caution at some point throughout this feature event?
Honestly, I mean, this race has been pretty well so far. I wouldn't count out the fact if we're going to get a caution at some point or not. It just seems like because it's so early in the going, and the fact that we have 50 laps at this track, it just kind of shows that, you know, some of these drivers are like, you know what, it's early on, I'm going to take my time, kind of save my equipment up, so that way in the last 20 to 15 laps or so, they can start using it up to try and chase down the leaders, try and make as many passes as they can. And it seems like Elijah Gordon's kind of using that tactic right now. As you can see, he's kind of just laid back a little to Arthur Xavier. Might be saving his equipment, might not be, who knows. Anything's possible, but so far since the drop of the green flag, Arthur Xavier has kind of been the dominant truck here tonight.
He's led every lap so far here in the SuperTruck feature in his first career Napa Fan start. But Elijah Gordon, Brad Stover, they have not fallen off. And that 27 really, and I mean really, went wide. New leader here in the SuperTruck feature. It's Elijah Gordon. Last time he won a race on Napa Fan, it was Talladega Season 7 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series in late 2018. It's been a while for Elijah, but he's going to have a shot here. Lap 15 of 50. Brad Stover to the inside of Arthur Xavier. That is for the second position. And Mitchell Collins up here as well in the 10.
Yeah, that was a great run by Elijah Gordon there. He saw the opportunity and he took it from Arthur Xavier. And as you said, Elijah's last win back in Talladega back in 2018. And I believe that was the same season that he went to take his championship run, and I think that was his last season as well. So, you know, you can actually see, you know, Elijah's still coming out and running these events, and he's definitely saying, you know, I want to get this monkey off my back. I want to make sure that I don't finish second again this year. So hopefully tonight, you know, if he keeps the lead he's going so far for the next 34 laps, now coming to 33 laps left in the race, I think he's got it on lock. But you can't guarantee it yet.
Yeah, Brad Stover's also a guy I think to watch out for in this one. He also got around Arthur Xavier there. And so they're only 6/10 of a second off of Elijah Gordon for this race lead here. And I mean, the way these guys fishtail off of that corner, no matter what it is, these guys fishtail off of turn 4 right there. And when you get a side-by-side battle, it sometimes does not work out too well. But Arthur Xavier made that mistake off of turn 4. That's such a tough corner here. You know, turn 4 is most notably the most difficult corner on the racetrack, and very interesting to see how these guys maneuver it. But you see the number 55 there, Brad Stover, trying to hang on to that position right there. They've single-filed out through a lot of the field, but the racing has been superb so far. 36 machine here of James Saunders, first career Napa Fan start for him. He's behind Bradley Ream. A great run for Bradley, currently inside the top 5. You know, if we get a caution, he could have a shot at moving his way through the field and have a shot at the race victory.
Yeah, that is definitely for a fact. And I mean, I'm telling you, you got a lot of good talent here tonight. And as you were saying earlier, you know, Turn 4 has kind of been the kind of Achilles heel of the track tonight, and that's just what the way the track layout really is. I mean, you know, North Wilkesboro, the fun fact about it is that the front stretch is going downhill and the back stretch is going uphill. So this could be a case of everyone's kind of running 3 and 4 is almost as if it was turn 1 and 2, when really you can't really run it the same. You kind of have to have a different perspective, a different setup, kind of like, you know, how you're checking your braking points and all that. So like turn 1 and 2, you could brake probably close to around where the rumble strips start, but like 3 and 4, you're probably gonna have to brake a little earlier just to try and get through the turn, and you know, that's a lot different.
Number 16 to the inside, Justin Lightning on Nathan Smith. We got the 77 here of Chase Buck in his first career Napa fan start, and a little wide there for Nathan Smith. And now 3 wide, 87 to the outside of Chase Buck. That is Alexander Rowe trying to get some of the work on these rookies. Whereas Alexander Rowe, a highly experienced veteran. Most of his wins have come in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. And the 62 is right on his corner panel right there, getting edgy in the back of the field. Not quite halfway. We'll be halfway next time by. Brad Stover is hanging with Elijah Gordon. I think this is one of those calmer races where we still don't know what's going to happen, because even though they're not wrecking it like we've seen in past races in this event before, the racing is still really good, and Stover starting to close back in on Elijah Gordon for this race lead.
Oh yeah, Stover's doing a really good job. Closed up at about 100th of a second that lap last time by. This time's going to really be kind of a bigger close up, I believe. Now he's probably closed up to about 2 truck lanes, so that's he's about 2/10 back, I would say. Yeah, about 2/10 back.
And he's coming.
Stover, full head of steam.
And even though there aren't any pit stops in any of the events for the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout, tire wear still is a huge factor, and these guys definitely using that to their advantage. Guys who save the tires early on have the better advantage later on in the run. I'm telling you, Brad Stover's coming on Elijah Gordon right here. He's been closing in the past 5 laps. And all these guys are right on each other. Everyone from the 47 of Bradley Ream on up, all within just over a second of each other. Here comes Mitchell Collins. He might get a run on Arthur Xavier for the 3rd position. Looking to the inside in turn number 1. Not going to be able to do it quite yet.
Yeah, and I was saying it before, you know, at the early, or in the beginning of the race, I said a lot of these guys are going to save it up, so that way within the last 20 to 15 laps, they're going to start using it up to try and chase down the leader and get any spot we can. And like I said, you know, that's going to happen, and it's happening right now. You know, we're about 21 laps left in the race. Everyone's trying to save up, or everyone's now trying to use the equipment that they saved up, tire wear and everything. So, like I said, you know, it's almost like exact. Here we go, pass for 3rd. Is it going to stick? Might be in the turn 1.
I think he's going to keep it right there. Mitchell Collins at the inside of Arthur Xavier. Here comes the 47 to Bradley Ream as well. Now, Bradley Ream's never won a race on Napa before, but he has a lot more experience than Arthur Xavier. Oh, he went a little wide there off the corner. Gonna be side by side off of turn 4, but Collins now up to 3rd as Brad Stover is on the back bumper of Elijah Gordon for this race lead.
Yeah, Stover's trying to spoil Elijah Gordon's party here tonight. Elijah Gordon really trying to get the monkey off his shoulder, but Brad Stover saying, you know what, man? We're going to let that monkey stay on your shoulders for the time being. He's got to find a perfect timing to be able to try and line up and make a pass, but at the moment, it's kind of like a yo-yo effect right now for Brad Stover. He'll gain a lot on Elijah, and then he'll lose a little bit of time depending on it. It looks like he gains a lot of time one lap and loses it the next. Hopefully that won't be the case coming into the latter stages of this race.
We'll have to see if Stover can get that advantage. And speaking of monkeys, I want to mention one of the throwbacks tonight is Tim Flack's 1950 scheme there, and he's famous for having a monkey in his car. And yeah, that's Ace Garcia who's driving that machine. Ace Garcia driving number 17 in this race, currently in the last position right now. But he did get a good starting position for tonight's Southern States 400. We'll have to see what Ace Garcia can do in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series race later on tonight. I don't think he'll win this one, but he might have a shot tonight in the Southern States 400 Chick-fil-A Cup Series race. But caution-free so far in this race. Been a great one, though. It's been one of those calm, good races. And I'm telling you, Brad Stover is going to have to work for this race lead if he's going to get it. but he very well could get around the number 29 of Elijah Gordon. These guys have pulled away from the rest of the field. Mitchell Collins about a second off. Stover might get a run here as they go down the backstretch. It's 15 to go in the SuperTruck feature of the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout, and Elijah Gordon finished second in this race last year, trying to get some sweet redemption to get his first win in a year and a half on Napa Fan.
Yeah, and as I was saying, you know, there's a lot of stuff. Here we go. Battle for the lead. Brad Stover on Elijah Gordon. Stover's going to think better of it on the exit, but is he going to have a setup in the 3? He might get a little bit of a nose in. No, he will not. He'll hold on. But I'm telling you, Brad Stover's really trying to put the pressure on Elijah Gordon here, and Elijah Gordon doing a really good job to keep his cool under this pressure, and man, it's getting interesting here.
It definitely is. Stover was there. That actually brought Mitchell Collins into this battle. And you got the 27 Arthur Xavier still inside the top 5. Bradley Ream could not get around him there. James Saunders, 50 machine of Nathan Faden, and then the 16 of Justin Lightning. Great runs for those guys here in this feature event. 22 as well of Nathan Smith, and then the 77 of Chase Buck. Top 10 runs for all those guys, but the battle is on for this race lead. Check back in here. These guys still fishtailing off the corner, but it's not as bad as some of the other races we have seen so far here in this Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout. But Brad Stover, he's all over the back bumper of Elijah Gordon now. Will he get around him before the end of this race? 10 laps to go in the SuperTruck feature.
I'm telling you, Brad Stover, he's really setting up a move here. He's kind of just really intimidating Elijah here, saying, I'm here, I'm willing to make a pass. I just got to tell you when the time is. And looking at it, as you said, 10 laps to go in this event. I'm telling you, I'd say probably around 5 to go, or heck, even on the last lap. That's when Stover's going to make his move.
We're going to have to see if that's the case. Stover losing a little bit of ground that time by. Gotta hand to these guys for keeping a clean race so far here in the SuperTrucks. No cautions in this one. Of course, we had one of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series heats go caution-free, but so far that has been the only race all weekend long without a caution. And that was only 20 laps, so we'll have to see if we could do it in a 50-lap race. But Brad Stover, I don't think he needs a caution to win this thing. He's right there again on Elijah Gordon. It's now 7 to go in the SuperTruck feature.
Yeah, this is really getting here with Brad Stover and Elijah Gordon. And like I said earlier, Stover's kind of on a yo-yo effect. He'll have a good run for a little bit, and then he'll back down a little. It's kind of like, I don't really know how to put it, but it seems like Stover's trying to save his equipment and at the same time try and go on the attack. And you can kind of see it for the test right there.
6 to go for Elijah Gordon in the 29. Will he be able to pull off the race victory? Will Brad Stover be able to get him? Both of these guys have double-digit wins on Napa Fan. They've been racing a long time. Gordon's been racing longer, but both of these guys solidified veterans on the Napa Fan circuit. And it's no surprise that these two guys are battling it out with all the rookies in the field for the SuperTruck race victory. Stover's still there. Gordon a little wide again. Stover's trying to get that inside off of turn 4 to his advantage. It's now 4 laps to go in the SuperTruck feature. Elijah Gordon, I'm telling you, man, I just don't know. I have the feeling Stover might get to him here in this last few laps.
I'm going to have faith in Elijah Gordon right here. I honestly think that he's got the opportunity here. As I said before, Stover's kind of on a yo-yo effect. He's kind of saving his equipment a little, and then he's going to really try and chase back up with them.
He doesn't have any time to save his equipment now, though. He's got to go for it with only 3 laps to go. Next time by 2 laps to go. Here in the SuperTruck feature of the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout, Stover a little bit of a higher line, trying to get the run down the front stretch, and I'm telling you, he's still there. He got to the inside of him earlier on. Gordon a little wider this time. Stover trying to gain. It just doesn't get any closer for Brad Stover. It really doesn't. Coming to the white flag here in the SuperTruck feature.
I'm going to pull for Elijah on this last lap here, I'm telling you.
Oh, he almost overshot it there.
Oh.
Here comes Stover in the 55. Will he get a run to the inside? This is it right here, down the backstretch.
Elijah, come on, buddy. Come on, man. You can do it. Come on, man.
Stover will not be able to get a run.
Elijah, you got it. You got it, Elijah. You got it, buddy. You won
Elijah
it!
Gordon. First win in a year and a half on Napa Fan. He's going to hold off Brad Stover in the SuperTruck feature, and he's going to get redemption from last year's loss in this event. Elijah Gordon, in the only event he's running in this Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout, will go to victory lane. Elijah Gordon has a Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout feature win.
Man, he wanted that trophy for so long, he finally got it.
He did. How about that race there for Elijah Gordon? Able to hold off Brad Stover, Mitchell Collins. Great run for Arthur Xavier nonetheless, even though he started on the pole. Gordon just simply had the faster race truck. James Saunders with a great run in his first career start, same with Nathan Smith and Chase Buck. All those guys in their first career Napa Fan starts, finishing inside the top 10 here today. Take a look at the rest of the results right there, and this was one of the calmer races that we had. Do you think this is going to be the calmest race we have all weekend? Because I'm pretty sure it will be.
I honestly think it will be. But you cannot count out these late model stocks. They are coming right up next, so don't worry. Stick around. These late model stocks are next, and I guarantee that's going to be just as fun of a race as tonight's was.
It definitely will be. And then, of course, Chick-fil-A Cup Series later tonight as well after the late model stocks. We're just getting started. I keep on saying that. We still got a lot to go here for this whole weekend, and even tonight, just around the corner. Like Alex said, late model stock feature event here. Another 50-lap race for another Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout feature. Congratulations to Elijah Gordon on a SuperTruck win. Let's get to the late model stocks here from North Wilkesboro.
Here we are for the late model stock feature, the second to last feature of the night for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series feature event, and we are ready to go for this one. I'm telling you, this is going to be interesting. It's going to be a great race. We are ready to go. Man, I don't even know what else to say. You know, I'm like
excited, man.
pumped.
You know, this is going to be fun because this is going to be a lot of what we're going to see tomorrow night. Of course, tomorrow night it's twice the field, but I think this is going to be one of the better races of the night, and we're just going to have to see how it all goes down for 50 laps here.
Oh yeah.
So Patrick Smith starting on the pole in the number 11. And, of course, we had qualifying last night, so that's how it set the field for this one. And we got Zachary Fitzwater in this race as well. So we had Elijah Gordon in that SuperTruck feature. He was obviously the best guy in that field. Zachary Fitzwater is the best guy in this field. Do you think Fitzwater might have a good shot at winning this one here for the late model stocks?
Honestly, I think Fitzy has a great shot at winning here tonight. Probably one of the more predominant local racers out there. You can kind of say he's like the Kyle Busch of these lower tier races, such as like modifieds, late model stocks, super late models, all that. Because whenever he gets here, he usually gets the job done. Whether it's a win or even coming close and finishing the top 5, he gets it done every time.
And like I said, of course, Patrick Smith starting on the pole position. And yes, Alex, it is going to be a very fun race here tonight. And alongside him, it's Zachary Fitzwater in the number 59. In the second row, that is the number 27 of Logan Williams. Good opportunity for him to get his first career win here tonight. And you might have to help me with some of these numbers. I can't quite see them. And you know these late models a little bit better than I do. I think that's the 99 of Lemuel Cook right there on that outside starting position. The McCaskill Ride, 18. Andrew Williams, Logan Williams' brother. You got the number 28 there of Scott Upton. The 88 machine of Sam Adoskin to the inside of the 31 of Andrew Miller, another high-profile driver. Both of those guys. Sam Adoskin comes into tonight's Chick-fil-A Cup Series race to points leader. What am I saying? He's a high-profile driver as well. 07. That is Josh Williamson to the inside of Chase Buck again. Here we go. Take it away, Alex. Late model stocks, 50 laps. Should be a great one here for our second feature of the night.
Yes, it will. Up through the gears. Here we go. Green flag is out. We are racing once again here at North Wilkesboro Speedway. And Patrick Smith getting a decent start in the one, but you can see Fitzy fighting on the outside. Kind of shows you what I mean by saying he's a Kyle Busch of these local races. Because when he comes in, he gets it done. He's trying to fight it there on the outside, but watch out. You got a lot of people going in here. Man, it's a hornet's nest back in there and a little bit more in the midfield.
Here comes Logan Williams for second in the 27. Fitzy trying to work that outside. It's not working as well for him, but Andrew Williams. Wouldn't it be cool if Logan and Andrew Williams battled for the race win in this one? We could see that here tonight, but pulling out to the race lead, Patrick Smith in the 11. He's also a pretty high-profile driver. 3-season veteran in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. He's going to be in tonight's Chick-fil-A Cup Series race as well. Some of these guys are going to be in that race. This might be a bit of preparation for later on tonight, don't you think?
I honestly think it will be because, a lot of these guys that are running in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, they're kind of getting a little more track time out here on the racetrack, just kind of getting a feel for it. I mean, don't get me wrong, these late model stocks are a little less...
Somebody a little wide off the corner there, more contact.
Whoa.
66, Jack Cabarrus. Oh, brother. Great to see Jack Cabarrus back on Napa Fan, Davey Johnson's development driver, but my, oh my, he almost got in there to Keegan Thompson. These guys in the back of the field. A little edgy. Andrew Miller really fell back at the start on this one. Tough break for him there, deep in the field. Patrick Smith, not a tough break for him right now. He's pulling out to the lead here in the late model stock feature. Got a battle here between Ozkin and Andrew Williams.
Yeah, Ozkin doing a really good job in Junior Motorsports Speed Co. number 88. Going right there to the inside, pass for third. So, yeah, Sam and Ozkin really working his way up to the front. I honestly would put Ozkin as a bit of a threat here in the race tonight. Also, maybe even Andrew Williams. Who knows?
And Logan Williams, too. Both of them.
Yeah,
and I mean, like you said, Ozkin definitely a great threat. I mean, he's the points leader in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series coming into tonight Southern States 400, so he definitely knows what he's doing. He's won twice already this season over there in the Cup Series, but he's stuck on this outside lane. 07, Josh Williamson. Now, Williamson's been racing quite a while here on Napa Fan, but he's never won a Napa Fan race. This would be a huge one to win for his first career Napa Fan win if he can get it done in the late model stock feature of the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout. Fitzy kind of fell back there. Oh, boy, Miller in the inside wall hard.
Man, that got really hit.
And a bad entry in the turn one might stack these guys up. The 16 and the 58 right there. That is Mason Brown and Nonigan Scott. Nonigan Scott in his first career Napa Fan start. That didn't work out too well for him right there. 0-8 in the middle of all this as well. That's Uzmain Hamid. Didn't have a good run in the SuperTruck race and trying to get some of the work here in the late model stocks. But Miller started up front, not getting a good run. A couple other guys to mention in this race. Matt Tuck in the 51. Really haven't seen much of him, but there he is to the inside of the 21 of Emmanuel Gonzalez. Gonzalez in his first career Napa Fan start. And the 20 there of Chase Buck. We mentioned him already. Eric Monaco, who tried to cheat his way into winning last night in the Hers Dash Series, but congratulations to him nonetheless on that HDS Championship. There we go. There's your caution. 28 in the inside wall. Scott Upton and Eric Monaco getting caught up, and Uzmain having nowhere to go in the 0-8.
Unfortunate for Hamid right there. Just kind of had nowhere to go and didn't have time to check up and really got some damage now. Hopefully he can be able to continue, although I would doubt it. I think that might have been his night over.
Well, got a little intense there. That's good news for the Williams boys, as they're going to be second and third behind the 11 of Patrick Smith for the restart. What you think of those first few laps here in this late model stock feature? Pretty intense, don't you think?
Very intense, actually. I am actually quite surprised we have a lot of good racing here tonight, but I would have honestly thought we would have had a caution a little bit earlier, but considering we made it 12 laps in without a yellow, I think that's going to be great, and I think it would be even better if we see those William boys battling for the win. I honestly think that would be a interesting family dinner I'd like to see one night.
Neither of them have won on Napa Fan either, so it's a huge opportunity for those guys. But they got to beat Patrick Smith, and Patrick Smith's a pretty well-established veteran on Napa Fan. We'll have to see what the number 11 can do here in this late model stock feature. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the first caution of the night overall in all the events in this Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout here on Friday night. See how it all shakes out here for this one with Eric Monaco and Scott Upton going around. And Scott Upton to the inside of Jack Cabarrus in the 66. A little wide there, and he came down on Monaco.
Yeah, just kind of a nowhere-to-go situation for Monaco. And you can see right here, just shoots back up the track, just makes a little bit of contact with Matt Tuck. And then here comes Hamid in the mix. He's trying to go low, not enough room. Just a huge slap to the 28. And even the 58 gets a little bit of damage out of that.
Yeah, Nottingham Scott there got a piece of it. He'll be able to continue, though. And the 16 kind of caught up in this one as well. Mason Brown. Tough break there for the 0-8 of Uzmain Hamid. He'll be out of the race. Not the best of Junior Johnson Memorial shootouts for him. Not a good shootout for Scott Upton either so far on the number 28 machine.
Yeah, as you can see, it was just one of those pinch up, nowhere to go. And yeah, there's really not much you can do there. Hamid, like I said, no room to go, and a huge tank slapper hit. That kind of just ended the night, basically, for Hussein Hamid.
Yeah, tough break, but hey, there's always next year. I don't know how many other signs we'll have this year on Napa Fan, as we kind of plan to run the series out and just do some special events in the fall, but definitely look forward to seeing Hussein Hamid back on the racetrack here on Napa Fan, and this unfortunately didn't work out too well for him here in the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout, but we're going to have a fun restart here. Just getting started in this late model stock feature. Patrick Smith has led every lap so far, but we're going to have to see if he gets the race victory. Let's get back to racing here in the late model stock feature of the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout.
All right, here we go. Getting ready for the restart here in the late model stock feature event here at the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout. Patrick Smith still your leader over second place. Logan Williams followed by third. Andrew Williams fourth. Samad Ozkin, and rounding out the top five, it's going to be the 00 of Brandon Yodel. Here we go, up through the gears once again here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. The green flag is back out. We resume racing here on lap 16, and it looks like Patrick Smith did not get a good restart as Logan Williams is going to go to the inside, and brother Andrew is going to try and follow.
Oh boy.
First and second.
This is going to get good right here. And I think, like I said, neither of these guys have ever won a race before on Napa Fan, and now they're going to be 1-2 in their feature event. Sam and Oskin's also going to try to spoil the Williams party, but Patrick Smith did not get a good jump on that restart. Going to fall back on that outside lane. We've yet to mention Brandon Yodel in this one. I believe this is his first career Napa Fan start, I think. I might be wrong about that. Oh, contact Lemuel Cook.
Oh, boy.
And Cook in his first Napa Fan start as well.
Battle for second now with Samad Ozkin and Andrew Williams. Ozkin to the inside of Williams. He doesn't look like he's going to clear him yet. That might be a 3 and 4. Like I said, Samad Ozkin, a huge threat here tonight for a lot of these competitors. He's a huge kind of heck of a talent. And up to second goes Samad Ozkin. Now he's going to try and chase down Logan Williams for the lead.
And Williams now has a different driver behind him. It's not his brother anymore. But Sam and Ozkin, I definitely think he's got one of the strongest cars here in this late model stock feature. Williams really up the racetrack. Andrew Williams, to be exact. Then you got Brandon Yodel and Lemuel Cook, both in their first career starts, moving their way to the inside of Andrew. Then you got the 07 of Josh Williamson trying to get some of the work his way. And Patrick Smith has fallen back to 7th after restarting first. Didn't work out too well for the driver, the number 11 right there.
No, it did not. Usually these leaders, especially in some of these late model races, they kind of have that little bit of snake bite there. Kind of like a leader's curse almost when it comes to the restarts, where they never get the jump that they are hoping for. And when that happens, usually they're passed up and basically left on the platter. Another driver that didn't really have a good run here today is that number 59 is Zachary Fitzwater. Started second, but is a little more towards the back, so really not a good race for Fitzy either.
Yeah, he's trying to get to the inside of Patrick Smith right here. That is for the 9th position. And you got the number 7 machine as well, Christopher Altheby, another guy we've yet to mention in this race, kind of hanging in the middle portions of this racetrack. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean.
The mid-pack.
Mid-pack, yeah. I'm making up words as I go along. Samad Ozkin, Brandon Yodel, Lemuel Cook, and Josh Williamson ran out the top 5, with Logan Williams leading one more lap around before halfway.
Yeah, Logan Williams really out to a good gap here. Not even a second yet, and he's really kind of opening up. Now he makes it a second gap. It looks like kind of right now Samad Ozkin's trying to save his equipment a little, just so that way when he gets close, as I saw earlier in the SuperTruck race, you save your equipment now, probably within the last 15 to 10 laps, you're going to really use it up just to try and catch the leader. But you kind of look at it also, Logan Williams kind of burning up a lot of his equipment now rather than earlier, as it was 1 second even the gap last time by.
Josh Williamson now looking on Lemuel Cook. Not going to get a run to the inside quite yet. Williamson's going to try once again, and Brandon Yodel's now looking to the inside of Sam and Ozkin. Ozkin went wide off of turn 2. Here comes Yodel to the inside in the 00, and he's going to ease. Oh boy, that wasn't too easy. That was not a good move at all. And here comes Lemuel Cook. And now Logan Williams going to scoot away on the 27. Definitely getting dicey there for the second position, don't you think?
Yeah, that was quite an aggressive move there by Brandon Yodel to get around Sam at Ozkin. Kind of just did like a little, like, forcefully shutting the door on him. And, I mean, I don't know how that's going to go well after the race between Ozkin and Yodel, but, I mean, Brandon Yodel right now, you know, a position is a position. Now he wants to try and go and chase down Logan Williams in number 27, who still is out in a commanding lead over the rest of the pack.
Yeah, great run right now for Logan Williams, and Andrew Williams got a little loose there off the corner. Emmanuel Gonzalez there around him, and also the 59 of Zachary Fitzwater. Fitzwater hasn't had the best of runs in this one so far. He was running a lot better in last year's stock feature, but not exactly going the same for him this year. Currently in the 9th position, I just don't see it happening. Ozkin's really fallen back. He's in a battle now with Chase Buck. That is for the 5th position. He's actually getting back around for 5th on the number 20 of Chase Buck.
Yeah, once you get kind of up there in the track and just kind of a little, or once you get up in that outside groove, you kind of just really mess up.
In the wall.
Once you get back down on the
Jack
bottom,
Cabarrus.
whoa, man, Jack Cabarrus, buddy, man, that is not a good run for him right there. Not some really good luck for him tonight. Eric Monaco involved in the first caution, working his way back up through the field. Currently running a little bit in that second group, but is trying to work his way back up, try and salvage a decent finish here tonight.
Got Matt Tuck just inside the top 10. Emmanuel Gonzalez, Andrew Williams, Zachary Fitzwater trying to move his way through the field. And Chase Buck going back after with Sam at Ozkin. Great run right now for the driver of the number 20 machine. These three guys, meanwhile, are starting to close in on Logan Williams. Brandon Yodel. We also got Andrew Miller here at the back of the field, who's gotten a lot of damage, and he may end up being a factor to this race leader here, Logan Williams, because he is definitely much lower than everybody else. But Yodel, he's got help from Lemuel Cook and Josh Williamson. Those guys are working together, not battling with each other right now, and because of that, they are closing in on that 27 of Logan Williams.
Yeah, and then this won't be if they manage to get around Logan Williams, this wouldn't be the first time a first starter in an event like this has taken a win. I mean, we've seen a number of that happen last year. We've seen that happen a couple years back, so definitely don't count out these first-timers. They still can manage to get it done here, and we've seen
Logan Williams
first-timers
has
win
made
it
a
too.
few starts on Napa Fan, so it's not like he's a completely new timer, but he has never won before, so this would be his first career Napa Fan win if he were to pull it off. 14 laps to go in the late model stock feature. Got these guys back in here. Andrew Williams, Zachary Fitzwater battling right now.
Yep,
Manuel Gonzalez and Matt Tuck have gained a few positions right there around Fitzy and Williams and Chase Buck as well. Buck's kind of falling back a little bit there. You got Keegan Thompson in the 2. He's been kind of quiet here tonight. But there he is, running in the 12th position. Andrew Williams is around. Caution!
And that is not what Logan Williams wanted to see.
Oh, boy, that's his brother. Brought out the caution. And Lemuel Cook, on the race back to the line, is going to take second away from Brandon Yodel. I mean, that did not work at all for Logan Williams, because those guys were battling. He had gained a lot of time from second place, but now they're going to be riding his back bumper again. Oh, boy.
That's not going to be... All right, now I don't want to be at that family dinner on Sunday night. There's going to be some choice words between Andrew and Logan.
We're going to have to see what happened here with Andrew Williams with a second caution here in the late model stock feature of the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout. Let's see what brought it out, and let's see how it's going to fare for Logan Williams on the restart. Or should I say Andrew Williams going around here, lap 37.
Looks like he got up in the
Matt Tuck.
And, washed up and spun out.
Tough break there for Andrew Williams, hitting that inside wall, bringing out the caution. He was second at one point in this race with Logan Williams leading, but he could not hold on with his brother there. But now will his brother be able to hold on for the race win? Now we got a couple of first-timers. I don't know who won the battle between Williamson and Yodel. It was, in fact, Williamson who got third.
Yeah.
So Williamson, I mean, all these guys, Sam Oskin's the only guy in the top 5 who has ever won before in NAPA-FAN. 2 of the guys making their first career NAPA-FAN starts, Logan Williams, Josh Williamson. Wow. They have very similar last names, you know that?
They do. They really do.
And Williams. Just imagine if they were side by side of the line.
Oh, man, that would make everything a complete nightmare.
You definitely would. But Logan Williams, your race leader. Let's go ahead and get to the restart here in the late model stock feature of the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout.
Getting ready to go racing once again here in the late model stock category. It's going to be lap 43 of 50. We come back to the green. It's going to be 7 laps to go. Logan Williams, your leader. Lemuel Cook in second. Josh Williamson in third. Brandon Yodel in fourth. And your top 5, Sam Oskin. Here we go. Up through the gears once again. Here we go. Green flag back in the air. We're back racing. And as I said before, there's a leader's curse. Is Lemuel Cook going to look to the inside on the restart? He's just going to try.
Williams held the inside. It's not over yet, though. Lemuel Cook is coming in that 99. Watch out for Josh Williamson. Here comes Sam Oskin trying to get up Brandon Yodel, but they remain single file for now. 6 to go in the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout late model stock feature here on Friday night.
Yeah, this race is really getting intense here now within these last 6 laps of the race. Now Lemuel Cook, all he's thinking is, I have to set up a move here. I have to try and figure out when to strike. And I have to stay close within Logan Williams. But the question is, when's his strike going to happen? 5 to go at the line.
And Williams trying to hold on to that middle line, and Lemuel Cook is still here, but not really making any mistakes through these corners, or at least he's not making any mistakes yet. Williamson a little wide there. Brandon Yodel a little wide. Oskin fishtailed it off the corner. Got 3 wide in the back, but the battle is on for the race lead here at North Wilkesboro. 4 to go for Logan Williams in the late model stock feature.
He's really starting to pull away now from Lemuel Cook, and I'm telling you, I do not know. I mean, Lemuel Cook, he really closed up that time off the final corner, but it's timing. That's all it is. 3 to go at the line now.
There for 5th. You got Yodel on the inside of Williamson for the 3rd position. I believe this race victory is going to be between Logan Williams and Lemuel Cook. Williams wide off the corner. Here we go. 99. He's going to be right there on the 27. Will he move to the inside in 1?
No, he's going to hold on to it, though. Now Williams, he's really trying to hold on here within these last 2 laps, this last lap and a half. He just knows he doesn't have to mess up here within these final corners. Coming to the white flag this time by Logan Williams in the lead. Lemuel Cook in second. Lemuel Cook has a little bit of a fishtail off, too. That gives Logan Williams a little bit of an advantage. Going down the backstretch for the final time. Is Lemuel Cook going to have anything for Logan Williams? Going through 3 and 4. Is there going to be anything? It does not look like it. Logan Williams going to get his first NAPA-FAN win, and it's going to come at the biggest event he could possibly ever win, the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout.
How about that for Logan Williams? Able to hold off Lemuel Cook. First career NAPA-FAN win, as Alex said, for Logan Williams, and thankfully, that Sunday night dinner in the Williams family should not be a difficult one. Andrew Williams had a tough race, but his brother got the race victory. Logan Williams in victory lane for the late model stock feature here at North Wilkesboro in the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout. You got to give a lot of credit to Lemuel Cook, though. His first career NAPA-FAN start, and he did a great job in this race. Same with Brandon Yodel in the 00 and Emmanuel Gonzalez. 3 of the guys who finished top 5 in this race made their first career starts in this race. Chase Buck, great run for him. He made his first start just a while ago in the SuperTruck event. But how about that one? It's a pretty good race there. Do you think it's going to be very similar to what we see tomorrow night in the super late model feature?
Oh, yeah, I definitely, this is going to be something similar, maybe a little bit more hectic, just for the fact of, super late models. It's the main event, 100 laps on the line, and that's kind of, I'm not saying that none of these events are huge, but considering the super late models are the main event, everyone's going to try and get that huge win of the weekend.
They definitely will. Not only that, Chick-fil-A Cup Series coming up here in just a couple of minutes. They're going to be going for that one as well. The throwback race for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Race 16 of the season. Only 5 races left to go before we set the chase field, and these guys are going to be going hard for those points. It's going to be a wild race, no pit stops. Matt Delio going to lead us to the green flag for the event alongside Andrew Miller. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Those throwbacks were made for a reason, to showcase them in this event. It's the feature event of the night. The Southern States 400 in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series coming right up. Congratulations to Logan Williams, the winner in the late model stock feature. And we'll see you guys just around the corner for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series Race 16 from North Wilkesboro. Thanks to Alex. He's going to head out for the night. We're going to bring in Justin Zidell to call the 16th race of the season in the Cup Series for you guys. Final thoughts on this one, Alex. How do you think tomorrow night's going to play out?
Tomorrow night's probably going to be one of the biggest events out there, and don't know if you noticed or not, but in the modifieds we did have one late-minute entry. We were initially at 37, and I believe we're at 38 now?
We had 35, and we're at 36 now.
All right, so we are at 36, which last-minute entry doesn't necessarily count out the fact of how hectic the race will be. But I'll tell you, modifieds and supers, I think it's going to be pretty fun.
I think it will be too. We got the heats tomorrow at noon Eastern time, and then the last chance qualifier for the super late models right after that in the afternoon, and then the feature events tomorrow night. But like I mentioned, Chick-fil-A Cup Series coming up right now here from North Wilkesboro. Southern States 400 action going to begin right now. Let's see how it all goes down in the 16th race of the season. All right. It's been the moment we've been waiting for all night long. It is race number 16 in season number 9 of the NOFSRL Chick-fil-A Cup Series here during the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout. The Southern States 400, 80 laps of action around the North Wilkesboro Speedway. And we're in store for a treat. No pit stops in this race, but there will probably be a few cautions. And after what we've already seen tonight with the SuperTrucks and the late model stocks, I think we're going to be in store for another great one here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. I'm joined alongside Justin Zidell, owner of the Zidell Motorsports team, and they're up there in the Owners' Championship, and they got Andrew Miller starting on the outside pole. But what are you most looking forward to with this race? With all these throwbacks on this historic racetrack, how do you think the racing is going to play out here tonight in the Southern States 400?
I think it's going to be really insane racing throughout. I love seeing these beautiful throwbacks on the track. I'm really looking forward to this race. We're going to see some nice, really good racing tonight. I'm really looking forward to see how it goes.
And it should be a fun one. The heat races that we had last night were excellent races. Hopefully we get more of the same here tonight. Like I mentioned, there aren't any pit stops in this race due to the fact that the pit road just a little out of whack here, but it kind of throws you back a little bit. No pit stops, a strict 80-lap race, so these guys who are starting up front, they're going to have the advantage here tonight in this 80-lap feature during the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout. This is the lineup in the championship standings coming into the 16th race of the season. Only 5 races remain until the chase cutoff, so it's getting very critical for a lot of these guys who are up here in points. Sam Oskin is 60 points ahead as the points leader in the number 83. Reagan Whitlock is 56 points ahead of the cutoff mark, I should say. Andrew Rowe, or should I say Alexander Rowe? Wrong A. Alexander Rowe, 43 points ahead of the cutoff. Shane Lake is 40 points ahead of the cutoff. Silas Orda, 35 points ahead of the cutoff. Bradley Reen, 18 points ahead. Andrew Miller, 15 points ahead. Ryan Durrani, 14 points ahead. Mark Davidson, 12 points ahead. And Kansas winner here, Jolarvin Alonso, 5 points ahead. Our last winner in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series is 5 points behind. That's Nathan Baird, who won last week at Portland. Nathan Stapleton, only 15 points behind the cutoff. Zachary Fitzwater, 21 behind. And Eli Bright, 22 points behind. In the wild card standings, Nathan Baird, who won that race at Portland, is going to throw his hat into the ring of the wild card standings. 58 points ahead of the cutoff in the wild card. Fisher G is 26 points ahead from his win at Martinsville. Iquan Haslam is 26 points behind. Jesse Turner, 33 points behind. Thomas Troxel, 39 points behind. And Wyatt Quayle, Bristol winner, 67 points behind the wild card, with only 5 races remaining until the chase cutoff. And with no pit stops in this race, how do you think the guys who are around that chase cutoff, who are starting in the back of the field, are going to manage this racetrack here tonight with 80 laps?
I think they're just going to have to grind really hard. That's the only way. No pit stops means they can't really do anything but just keep grinding and grinding until they can try to at least get up to the front as much as they can. It's going to be hard because starting up front is key for this race. So if you start in the back, it's not going to be easy for you.
It's definitely going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. I think if we get a lot of cautions tonight, those guys in the back might get more of an advantage, but odds are the race winner is going to come from the top 10 here tonight. So that's good news for guys like Matt Dallio, Ace Garcia, Eli Bright, who's kind of like right up there by that cutoff mark. They're not inside the chase yet, but a win gives you maximum points, and that maximum amount of points, not only a win puts you in the wildcard standings, but it puts you closer to that top 10 as well, and we could see one of those drivers do so here tonight. We got some great throwbacks in this race. Obviously on the front row, Matt Dallio, Neil Bonnet throwback, Andrew Miller, Jeff Gordon, Rainbow Warriors throwback, Ace Garcia behind those guys in the Jocko Flacco machine for Tim Flock from the 1950s. That's the oldest throwback we have in the field. He's starting in the 3rd position. Then Eli Bright, sporting a Dale Jr. throwback, is going to be starting in the 4th position. Nathan Baer throwing it back to Ted Musgrave in the Family Channel machine in the number 16. He's our last winner here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Ricky Bobby in the 39. Wyatt Quayle starting 8th, trying to gain some points in that wild card race. He still has a shot, but he's 67 off. Ryan Durrani currently inside the chase with a Matt Kenseth throwback. Uncharted driver Keyshawn Richardson there, starting in the 8th position. Shane Lake throwing it back to the 1999 Toyota in the 24 Hours of Le Mans for Velocity Racing. And Cameron Garlington, best darn scheme in the field, the greatest moment of my life. David Reagan, 2013 Talladega win. Here we go, Justin. You ready to get this one started? 80 laps for the throwback race, the Southern States 416th race of the season. We're Green Flag Racing in North Wilkesboro.
Yeah, Matt Dallio got a really good jump in that start. He's already going to take the lead, and Garcia's going to take 2nd.
Down the backstretch they go, and Dallio pulling out to a huge lead on Ace Garcia. Miller falling back in an outside lane, but the outside lane here at North Wilkesboro is not the best place to start. Matt Dallio will lead lap 1 in the Southern States 400.
It was a really good start for him. Ace Garcia. Looks like the top 4 are starting to get single file behind. It's still side by side, 2 by 2. I feel like
champion there, Nathan Baird, won our last race. What do you think are his chances of winning here tonight in North Wilkesboro going back to back?
I feel like it's really high right now. He's in a good position as long as he doesn't really screw up later in the race. He's got a good chance to get back-to-back wins. He's still got to make up a little ground, but there's still plenty of time left.
Got a lot of action going in the back of the field. Wyatt Quayle started on the outside lane, same with Keyshawn Richardson there. They're starting to slip up just a little bit. Like I mentioned at the top of the show, the outside lane is not the best place to be here at North Wilkesboro. There's Trey Bartow in the number 4, throwing it back to his first ever scheme here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. This is his last season. He's been in the 4 every single season, and Trey Bartow won this race last year. So Bartow clawing his way through the field, up inside the top 10, and caution on the racetrack. Cody Sill and Nathan Faden going around in our first yellow of the night here in the Southern States 400. Tough break there for Cody Sill. One of the 3 John Andretti throwbacks we have in the field. This is throwing back to John Andretti's Little Caesars scheme. Of course, Jesse Turner also throwing it back to John Andretti in his final win, and Brad Stover with John Andretti's first win. Of course, we lost John Andretti earlier in the year. Awesome to see these John Andretti throwbacks here at North Wilkesboro, but such a shame to see Cody Sill get knocked out. He did start in the last position for this race. Not a good weekend for Cody Sill and the Golden Motorsports team. Matt Dallio will be the race leader. He's led every lap so far here in the Southern States 400. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the first caution of the night here in the 16th race of the season, in season number 9 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. You can see 4 wide here at North Wilkesboro. Not the best thing to do. McMillan there on the outside lane there in the 1990 Jimmy Means machine. Cody Sill and the John Andretti throwback getting a little bit spun off there from the Slim Jim throwback for Patrick Smith and Anderson Racing into the number 12 and Nathan Faden. And then Nicholas Amadio has nowhere to go. It's such a narrow racetrack there. Nowhere to go for these guys in the back of the field, including Sam Medeo and Nathan Faden. Tough break there for Cody Sill. Heavy damage on the 37.
So just a 4 wide situation. Cody Sill gets hooked by Daniel McMillan. and it's just a short incident between him, Nathan Bay, and Nicholas Samanillo. Very tight track, and still got a little bit of air right there. Sales night's pretty most likely done. Samadillo and Faden, they're going to be still in contention, even though they're way in the back. But definitely just a short accident, but definitely a tough break for Cody Sill.
Well, early caution here in the Southern States 400. We're just getting started. 80 laps tonight. Got 5 laps in. Matt Dalio has led every lap so far. Let's see what he does in the restart here in the Southern States 400. We are back here. Southern States 400 action. We'll be restarting on lap 10 of 80. 71 laps to go here at the famed North Wilkesboro Speedway for the 16th race of the season. Only 5 races until the chase cutoff, and got our throwback race here in North Wilkesboro. It's a great sight to see here around this 0.625 mile racetrack. Matt Dalio, your race leader. Ace Garcia, Nathan Baird, our last winner. Andrew Miller and Ryan Durrani, the top 5 back to racing at the Burrow. And Dalio with a good jump on the start. Garcia, though, and Nathan Baird. Here we go for the race lead. The 81 looking for his first win in almost 2 years. To the inside of Matt Dalio for the top position.
Yeah, they were almost 3 wide for the lead. Nathan Baird, he's really trying to make some moves. He definitely wants to get back-to-back wins, especially in this throwback race. He's definitely looking strong right now to do it.
For his last weekend, he was driving for COVID-19 relief, and he will be doing so throughout the rest of the season. But this weekend, it's the throwback to the Ted Musgrave machine. Andrew Miller on the 24 there, the inside of Matt Dalio. Down the pit lane is LJ Sameto and the Morgan Shepherd throwback. Not entirely sure what happened to the North State Racing driver, but he's going to go a lap down there for the home state team. Tough break for those guys, and Davey Johnson, the owner. But Alexander Rowe, their other guy, and their strongest guy of the year so far, coming into this race 3rd in points, 1 Daytona 500, is doing pretty well in that Ken Schrader throwback, 1991 Kodiak. And definitely a great scheme there. Of course, I've yet to mention it here in our main broadcast. Mention it during the heat races and in qualifying, but a huge thank you to Trey Wright and Herja Larv and Alonso, especially Alonso for kicking it off, but Trey also did a ton of these schemes, and they put all this together, and they really made this year's throwback race what it was. 39 of these guys have throwbacks this year, and I cannot thank Alonso and Trey Wright enough. Of course, Stuart Gratton also painted Mitchell Henderson's scheme here, and this is a V8 Supercar throwback to Jason Richards' scheme, 2007. Of course, all our Aussie friends, they love V8 Supercars, and Jason Richards unfortunately passed away in 2011. A great tribute to Jason Richards in this number 47 Boost Mobile machine for Mitchell Henderson, and Henderson currently running in the 6th position right now. Good run for him. Matt Dalio fell all the way back to 7th. Did not work out too well for our pole sitter there during that run. Cameron Garlington in the David Reagan throwback is 8th, and Keyshawn Richardson and Shane Lake the top 10 here at North Wilkesboro.
And that top 3, they got some distance on the rest of the field. Ace Garcia's got distance on Miller and Baird, as Miller's going to look on the inside for
second. He's going to go to the inside wall and around.
Watch out.
I don't think they're all going to be able to do it. Hard into him. His teammate, Fisher G. Oh, Justin. Oh, man.
That's a stack up.
Those are both of your guys right there, and a lot of guys going to get knocked out after this one. That was Fisher G, who ran right into him. It was just nowhere to go, and Ace Garcia got him the Bradley Ream.
They're going to get damage. Everyone else, just a huge stack up.
Oh, Thomas Troxel all torn up. I believe he started in the back, but yikes. This is a tough place to check up here. Of course, guys like Garcia and Bear, they had already taken the green flag, and now...
And he's upside down.
Wow. His day going from bad to worse. He is already coming down the pit lane to repair damage anyway. What a heartbreak for Ace Garcia in the number 81. And the problem is it's such a short racetrack, and this is a big reason why they got rid of the racing back to the line rule in real-life NASCAR. It's for moments just like that. I believe Nathan Baird is going to take the race lead away in the number 16. Miller got sent around. His day is done. Eli Bright, Ryan Durrani, Mitchell Henderson, Matt Dalio, the top 5. But Ace Garcia came in there late and destroyed his race car. And then Nicholas Samadillo was to his inside and sent him upside down. Oh, full moon, not too long ago. I know you mentioned that, Justin. getting a little wild here at North Wilkesboro. But, man, both of your guys there. That was Andrew Miller and Fisher G getting into each other. That's a tough thing to see as a team owner.
Yeah, we're going to definitely have some words in our team meeting, and then Nicholas just dumps Ace for no reason, really.
That was just a very bad lap for you. I will say, you have a good starting position tomorrow night for the super late model feature. Hopefully you can rebound a little bit. Of course, they're not one of the drivers in this race, but oh, brother, that was a bad lap for that team. Nathan Baird, your race leader, let's go ahead and see what happened. Andrew Miller getting sent around, and his teammate Fisher G running right into him, and a lot of guys stacking up in the back. Well, Andrew Miller, and this has been such a common sight all weekend long. That inside lane car getting up into the outside lane car off of turn number 4, and Miller had a chance to save it, but he did not angle the hit on the wall well at all. I gotta give a lot of credit, though, to pretty much the entire top 10. They avoided this one fairly well. It was Fisher G, who you're gonna see here in the number 7, just have nowhere to go, and look at all these guys in the back. Brad Stover barely misses it, but right there, Fisher G right in to Andrew Miller. And heavy damage on the Zidell Motorsports machine, and then all these guys, you see them stack up here. Tristan Allen got rear-ended by Samet Oskin, Fitzwater, Nicolay Sykes, Landon Smith Jr. in the 98 there, and then Hergel Larvin Alonso, Silas Orta, Dale Lightning, Thomas Troxel, Gatlin Downey. A lot of these guys started in the back of the field for this race. Just couldn't slow it down in time. And they're all destroyed. Most of these guys will be able to continue. We got Reagan Whitlock there in the middle of that. Our points leader, Samet Oskin, second in points. Reagan Whitlock all caught up in this one. Just a terrible wreck here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway.
So coming off of turn 4, Andrew Miller comes up, gets in the Baird, hits the wall really hard. Everyone looks like it's avoiding, and Fisher G just comes in, slams right into him, a vicious hit, and it just causes a massive stack up behind, and then the leaders are also going to come around and get into the piece of this. Definitely was a rough lap to watch. I kind of want to apologize to all the guys that got involved in that. We'll definitely discuss. Yep, and then Garcia gets in, but then later on, you're going to see right here, he's going to come into pit road. They're all kind of stacking up, and then Nicholas Samadillo is going to get into him unless Garcia gets down. We're about to see right now. It looks like, all right, it looks like, yep, Garcia and Samadillo coming down, and then they're going to make contact, and then Garcia's going to flip. It was definitely a wild lap here at
Ace Garcia's race went from good to bad. Just like that. I mean, he was already coming down the pit lane. His shot of winning this race was done before the San Mateo incident, but that just put icing on the cake for his misery here at North Wilkesboro. Tough break for the Tim Flock scheme. I think this was one that a lot of people wanted to see win, and Ace Garcia had a good chance at winning, but unfortunately the cookie crumbled in the wrong way, and that Coca-Cola 81 most likely will not be in victory lane. New leader is Nathan Baird, and he got the best of Nicolay Sykes at Portland last week. He's gone for 2 in a row, a defending champion. Trying to get inside the top 10 in points as well. He's doing a good job of that right now. We'll have to see if he can hold these guys off on the restart here in the Southern States 400 at North Wilkesboro. Yeah, it's not your fault. It's the game's fault.
I know.
Back here at North Wilkesboro for the Southern States 400. Gonna race on lap 23 of 80. Nathan Baird, our last winner here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, trying to make it inside that top 10. The leaders to the green flag, Eli Bright, Ryan Ronnie, Mitchell Henderson, and Matt Dalio, the top 5. And take a look at guys who are either a lap down or out of the race already. Only 30 guys on the lead lap here. Samedo's lap down, Sam Edillo, Faden, and Ace Garcia all 2 laps down. A lot of other guys out of this race here at North Wilkesboro. You can take a look and see who they are. Eli Bright, who's 21 out of the cutoff, trying to get to the inside of Nathan Baird, but Baird's going to hold on to the race lead for now.
Yeah, and Baird's doing a great job. He's really gotten good starts so far in the second half of the season. But Eli Bright, though, he's really digging hard. He's trying to get a run on Nathan Baird and pass him. He might be able to do it in a few laps.
We're going to have to see if Eli Bright can get an advantage here. Of course, Bright is the highest he's been in points all season long, running 14th, only 22 behind. And considering a lot of guys were involved in an accident, including guys like Alonso, he may have a good shot at possibly moving himself inside the top 10 at the end of the night. That would be a very, very honorable feat out of that Full Throttle Motorsports driver. His teammate, Ryan Durrani, right behind him. Durrani currently 8th in points overall. Dallio looking to the inside of Mitchell Henderson. And now we got some guys coming down the pit lane. Kukalon going to go a lap down in the Dale Sr. throwback.
Careful.
And thankfully, they will merge cleanly. Oh boy, that always makes me nervous when I see that. Here we go, battle for the race lead. Eli Bright on Nathan Baird. Baird way up the racetrack, and here comes the Pied Piper of Daytona. Only this time we're not at Daytona, we're at North Wilkesboro. Junebug going to the inside. Here in the Southern States 400, Eli Bright looking, but Baird with a strong run on the outside lane.
And Nathan Baird and Eli Bright, they've been able to pull some distance on the rest of the pack. And we'll see if they can catch up, but right now it's looking between the top 2 right now.
Matt Dallio really benefited from that wreck. He moved up to 5th, got around Mitchell Henderson. Henderson's now falling back in the 47 machine. Tough break for him. How about Trey Bartow here, moving himself up through the field. Last year's winner here in the Southern States 400, inside the top 10 right now. Same with Brad Stover. And Brad Stover, let me tell you, it has been a tough year for this team. Inside the top 10 right now for Stover, and looking to rebound after the tough season. Both of these guys, teammates at Titan Fury Motorsports, almost getting into each other. There's the other Titan Fury guy, Sebastian Kukalon. Yikes. That definitely made Igor catch his breath there for a moment, but both of these guys, both Bartow and Stover, teammates at Titan Fury, they've had tough seasons and trying to rebound here, both running top 10 in the Southern States 400. Baird trying to pull away for his 2nd win in a row here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Of course, it'd be his 4th career win in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series if he were to get it. Here comes Dallio. And not only that, he's bringing Garlington in with him. Season 3 and Season 4 champions there on that inside lane of Ryan Durrani. And I think a lot of it is, too, Dallio and Garlington do not have any damage. We have that stack up after the caution. Eli Bright, Nathan Baird, and Ryan Durrani all got caught up in a little bit of that. I think Dallio and Garlington have the fastest cars on the racetrack, which is why they're closing in on our race leaders.
Yeah, and Dallio, he fell back early on, but he's been making up some ground. He's already back up to the 3rd position. He's in a good position right now to catch up as they're starting to go single file throughout.
Chris Garlington's another guy who's had a very tough season here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Was off last season, his first season since Season 7. Of course, like I mentioned, Season 3 champion of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, but he hasn't won that much on Napa Fan, or I should say in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. He could have a shot at tonight's race victory. Here we go, closing in on lap traffic, Nathan Baird and Gatlin Downey, but Downey's doing the cycle thing where he keeps on coming down the pit lane, so he'll get out of the way. And Baird has put a gap on Eli Bright. Dallio now closing in on the 33 machine.
And Eli Bright, he went really wide off of turn 4. That's going to cause Dallio to get a run to see if he's going to make a move. Not quite. Eli Bright was able to hang on to the inside that time.
Of course, I mentioned it in the heat races. Matt Dallio and Daniel McMillan switched numbers from last season just so this throwback could be run in this race. Of course, Neil Bonnet drove the 75 Valvoline scheme back in the day. Matt Dallio, Valvoline's one of his sponsors. He drove the 79, but we're like, well, the 75's on the team. We might as well switch him so we can drive that old throwback. And he's doing a good job in it. Up to 2nd now for our pole sitter, Matt Dallio. Gonna push Eli Bright up the racetrack just a little bit. I gotta give a lot of credit to this guy. Keyshawn Richardson up to 5th. I don't know if this is his first career start in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, but he's a veteran of the Napa fans, been around for a while. And he's bringing that Alan A. Dale Racing Uncharted ride up to the 5th position as another caution. Number 12, Nathan Faden going around, but thankfully that is all that ensued in that one. And Baird will slow it down. No stack up this time, which is good to see.
Yep.
But that is exactly what Matt Dallio wanted to see. Yikes! Durrani got spun off on the cool-down lap.
And it doesn't look like this stack up's going to be too bad.
No, a lot of these guys in the back already have a piece of damage. A lot of guys in this race already have a piece of damage. But the guys who are up front do not. Maybe with the exception of Eli Bright. That slowed him down a little bit, but now we got Nathan Baird, a race leader. Matt Dallio in 2nd. Eli Bright, Cameron Garlington, Keyshawn Richardson, and then Trey Bartow. Watch out for Bartow in this race, guys. He could have a shot at this one. Hasn't won in over a year in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. His final season. Grab some buds for Bartow. We'll be seeing if we do that later on the night. Nathan Baird, your race leader. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the third caution of the night here in the Southern States 400 at North Wilkesboro.
So same situation as we've seen before, just coming off of turn 4, Faden comes up and just that same situation where it just does not work out, and he goes around. Thankfully, it's not as vicious as it was last time this happened, just a simple spin. Definitely, Nathan Faden's had a tough night, though. You got to feel for him.
Yeah, a lot of guys have had tough nights. Even Sam Adeo in the 48. He's going to have a couple of choice words from other competitors in this race. He's been edgy in a different sort of way here tonight. Either way, Nathan Baird doing a good job in the 16. Let's see what he does on the restart here from the North Wilkesboro Speedway with Matt Dallio right behind him in the 75. We're back here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Nathan Baird, Matt Dallio, Eli Bright, Cameron Garlington, and Keyshawn Richardson. The top 5 coming to the restart. We're halfway in this race. Take a look at some guys who have had some issues tonight. LJ Semedo, Nikolay Sykes with a lap down, Kukalon 2 laps down, Sam Adeo 2 laps down, Faden 2 laps down. They're all still in the race. Downey 6 laps down and then out of the race. Ace Garcia, Silas Hortus, Samit Ozkin, Patrick Smith, Reagan Whitlock, Andrew Miller, Fisher G, Thomas Troxel, and Bradley Remo out of the race from that big accident we had earlier on. Restart here at North Wilkesboro, and Baird able to hold off Dallio for now. Durrani looking on Bartow, not going to get a run quite yet. Kukalon, who is a lap down in that 13, trying to gain some positions through the field. But a good clean restart there for those guys, but Dallio is coming on Nathan Baird.
And the top 4, they all really got good restart. They all really stayed together, and right now they all have a shot to win this. Dallio's trying to get a run on Baird to take the lead away.
There's Nathan Baird looking to win 2 races in a row here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Got that emotional win at Portland. Oh, brother. I don't know if he's going to win this one now. Dallio to the inside, and that will put Baird on the outside lane. How about this rebound for Matt Dallio? Fell all the way back to 7th, but with the help of that stack up in the cautions, he is now back up and a hard hit. Eli Bright got plummeted and went right into Keyshawn Richardson, and now they're stacking it up again. And Richardson is done for the night in the 08. Shane Lake's around. I think Fitzy got some damage in the 9. And Dallio's got to be careful this time. And thankfully,
they got it. They're good.
I don't know if I want to watch the leaders, but wow. Eli Bright, who was having such a good run in this race, got caught up, and around he went into Keyshawn Richardson. It was a vicious hit there for the 33 machine.
Yeah, it was.
A lot of guys stacked it up in the back there. Garlington's now up to 3rd, Bartow's up to 4th, and Durrani rounds out the top 5. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the 4th caution of the night here in the Southern States 400 at North Wilkesboro. You see right here, Eli Bright in the 33. Dallio had already opened up the hole to the inside of Nathan Baird, and I think this is going to save Nathan Baird. He's going to be restarting in the 2nd position here, but you see Eli Bright here in the 33. It's the Wilkesboro slide off of turn 4, and Bright, he just couldn't save it, just like Andrew Miller comes right back up in the Keyshawn Richardson. And how in the world? Trey Bartow was right behind Eli Bright when all that happened, and avoided him. That could be a good omen for Bartow later on in this race. Kukalon nowhere to go. He was already a lap down. Henderson got a piece of that one back in here. Once again, it's the stack up. You got Fitzwater and Brett Sierra. Going to run into each other right there. It wasn't as bad of a stack up as before, but Sierra's going to have a lot of damage in the 04 after that one. And Shane Lake also got spun around there in the 15 machine. Not a good day for a lot of these guys here at North Wilkesboro. Going to be a lot of damaged race cars at the end of the night here in the Southern States 400.
All right, similar situation as we seen earlier this race. Eli Bright gets up, slides to Nathan Baird, and once again another big wreck. Thankfully, it wasn't as vicious as the last time. It didn't cause too much issues, but it's just that same situation off turn 4. These guys keep sliding up, and then sometimes they save it, sometimes they don't, and it causes some massive wrecks, and sometimes it does. You just never know, but that turn 4, it's definitely a nail biter. these
It
guys.
definitely is, and a tough break there for the 08 of Keyshawn Richardson. Had such a good run in this race as an uncharted driver, full-time Turkey Hill Series driver. Will not finish this one. Mitchell Henderson got a piece of damage out of that one. I don't think there are going to be many guys without damage in this race, but one of the guys who does not have damage is our race leader, Matt Dalio, in number 75. So we'll have to see what he can do on the restart. 4th of the night here in the Southern States 400 from the old-fashioned North Wilkesboro Speedway. I don't know if it's ever been referred to that before, but it's an old-fashioned racetrack, let me tell you. They've been beating and banging like crazy here in this one. We're going to restart with now 29 laps to go in this race. It's closing in here. It's been a bit of a wild one. We've had a few yellows, but Matt Dalio's had a strong race. Started on the pole, fell back, rebounded. He's leading Nathan Baird, Cameron Garlington, Trey Bartow, and Ryan Durrani. How about that top 5 right there? Garlington and Bartow with a huge chance of winning. A lot of guys with damage now in this one. 24 guys still on the lead lap. Last driver on the lead lap is Alexander Rowe. Out of the race will be Kukulon and the 22 of Gatlin Downey. Keyshawn Richardson and Eli Bright also going to be out from that heavy accident. Great jump for Dalio on the restart. Nathan Barrett might not be as fast as the 75, but Garlington and Bartow, I think they're going to have a good shot at Dalio in this race.
Oh, yes, they will. Dalio got a great jump, but it wasn't as good as previous jumps we've seen before. Looks like Barrett, I think he's going to get another run on Dalio and try to take the lead back.
We're going to have to see if Barrett can do so. I think he's led the most laps so far in this race, and he does not want that to go to waste. Either way, I think with this run that Barrett has, as long as he doesn't wreck out in this race, he should be able to move himself inside the top 10 in points. Alexander Rowe with a lot of damage. He's down the pit lane. Fitzwater, he's also got a lot of damage. He's also in the pit lane. A lot of guys just not having good nights so far. LJ Sameto, Zachary Fitzwater, Nikolai Sykes, Sam Adio, Faden, Kukulon, Brett Sear out of the race after that stack up. It's not been a clean race for a lot of guys, but it has been for the guys who are still inside the top 5. So we'll have to see how it all goes down. Brad Stover up to 5th. Durrani's starting to fall back now. He's now been passed by the only guy who doesn't have a throwback in this race, Mark Davidson. And Davidson inside the top 10, trying to keep himself from getting eliminated in the playoffs.
Yeah, look, got some guys up in the wall, Shane Lake.
Nathan Stapleton here in the 97. Go through a few of these throwbacks. There's Ricky Bobby in the 39. We already mentioned his throwback there. Matt Kenseth, 2007. How about a Kenny Irwin throwback here for John Arndt, who's inside the top 10 right now. Great run for the 05 in this one. You got a Scott Bloomquist throwback on Keegan Thompson. Here, Jalarvin Alonso. Solid run for him right now in the 12th position. Even though he wrecked early on in this one, he didn't wreck out, and just outside the top 10, a solid run. That's going to help Alonso in the championship. Throwing it back to Ernie Irvin or Davey Allison, whichever one you want. LJ Sameto, he's a lap down, but throwing it back to Morgan Shepard's Cheerwine scheme. Of course, we mentioned Jimmy Means, 1991 for the 79 of Dana McMillan. Sam Horner's throwback back when he drove for Penske for Tristan Allen. Decent run for Allen in this race, too. He's 14th. Nathan Stapleton, Kevin Harvick. Powerade scheme, of course, we know Nathan Stapleton loves his Powerade. This is a solid scheme right here. How about a Dale Jarrett throwback for Diego Yepez? And we didn't really get to see Fitzy's throwback too well. That was a Bill Elliott throwback for him. That was a solid one. Shane Lake, 1999 Toyota Lamar. How about this one? This is the one I painted. John Andretti throwback for Jesse Turner. He drove this exact throwback in the Meliello Smooth Fest earlier this year. Aquan has him there in the 64. Jimmy Johnson, NBS throwback. And then you got David Gilliland's scheme with Dale Lightning there in the 38. And a Darrell Waltrip throwback for Nicholas Samadio. Back to the race lead. And Matt Dalio is not pulling away right now from Nathan Baird. Garlington and Bartow are not too far behind. And Brad Stover rounds out the top 5. If, and this is a big if this race stays green, do you think Baird will have a chance at getting around Matt Dalio?
I feel like he could.
Oh,
and
no.
The lap car. Ooh,
Mark Davidson, who was running in the 8th position with heavy damage. Not entirely sure what happened, but the green flag is still out. Oh, what a tough break for Davidson. He's going to be out of the race, and that's going to hurt him in the points. We've only had 4 cautions, which is tie for the most this season, I think, in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. I could be wrong about that. It might be 5, but still, so much carnage here. It's been a race of attrition for these guys here in the Southern States 400.
Yeah, it has been. The top 7 right now, they've kind of split off a little bit. They're kind of spread out, so it's been calmer than it was before. There's a lap car ahead, but it doesn't look like they're really ganging on the lap car, so it may not play a factor right now.
That is Alexander Rowe in the number 25, who is a couple laps down and to come down the pit lane to repair damage from one of the prior stack-ups. I will say, Baird is really close here on Dalio, but he's not really gaining on him here. Of course, Baird won our last race. Dalio is the kind of guy who I think is top 20 in points, and this win would put him right in to the wild card race, and not only that, it would put him closer to the top 10 in points. So this is a huge moment for Dalio. He's been the class of Otter Island Motorsports this season, been the best driver on the team, but he's yet to get a win this season. Of course, he broke a long losing streak last year in the Raised Eyes and Tubing 400, over 2.5 years in this series without a race victory. He's going for, I believe, his 7th win in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series here tonight, either the 7th or his 8th win. Can't exactly remember which one it is, but he's holding on right now. Garlington, Bartow, and Stover, those guys won a caution. Bartow's trying to get around Garlington here. We'll have to see if he can do so in these next few laps.
Yeah, and battle for 3rd position is really good right now. Bartow's really trying to get around in Cameron Garlington. They've been so right now. It's been kind of just they've kind of spread out. It's really not that much action going on, but we'll see if there's a caution later on. There could be.
It could easily be another caution in this race. Gotta give a huge shout out to Wyatt Quayle. I mean, he's had a tough season. He does have a win. He's in the wild card race, but he's 67 behind the cutoff in the wild card race, running 6th right now. He's going fast, that's all I gotta say. Keegan Thompson, great run for him, rookie driver there in 7th. We haven't seen much of John Arndt this season, but great run in the Kenny Irwin throwback, running in 8th. And then you got Landon Smith Jr. and Ryan Durrani rounding out the top 10. Landon Smith Jr., an uncharted driver for NS Racing, running 9th in the uncharted ride. Great run for him. In 11th, it's Sergio Love and Alonso. In 12th, it's Tristan Allen. Solid runs for these guys, especially Alonso, who needs that good run. And we'll just have to see if it sticks for him in this one. No one is safe until the checkered flag flies here at North Wilkesboro. I think it's pretty safe to say that. Coming to 10 laps to go for Matt Dalio in the Southern States 400, the last event of the night in the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout. We thank you so much for watching here tonight on this Friday evening. Tomorrow night, it's the feature events for the Modifieds and the Super Late Models here. And if you like what you saw tonight, you're going to love tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time as well. Of course, Justin's going to be in that Super Late Model feature starting 3rd, so watch out for Justin. He could have a huge win tomorrow night. And Matt Dalio could have a huge win here tonight in the Southern States 400. 9 laps to go in North Wilkesboro for the 9-season Chick-fil-A Cup Series veteran.
Yeah, Dalio right now, he's been holding off Baird really well. Baird's really trying. I feel like he's been kind of swinging a little bit wide in the corners. That's kind of causing him to gain ground on Dalio. That's why Dalio's been kind of been able to stay out a little bit. Dalio got wide right there and Baird closed in, but these guys, they've been kind of sliding a little bit to the high side.
We've seen a lot of that. We've seen a lot of sliding around this place. Tire wear, I think, is coming into play a lot, though. With the tires getting worn out, these guys are pretty much staying in their respective positions. I mean, Bartow's been on the back bumper of Garlington the past 10 laps and has not been able to do anything with them. And we're getting within the range. If we get a caution, the race is going to end anyway. Next time by, it's 6 laps to go for Matt Dalio. So we're going to hope that we do not get another caution in this race so we can have a green flag finish. But Dalio might want a caution, because if that happens, he'll be able to hold off Nathan Baird, because that 16 is coming in the Baird Motorsports machine. Looking for 2 in a row here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. He may have an advantage on Dalio here. Dalio wide again. Baird with a lower line off of turn 4. This race is far from over with 5 laps to go on the Southern States 400.
Yeah, Dalio really got wide off the last corner. Definitely cost him some ground, but Baird's also been getting a little wide too. That's why Baird hasn't been able to get a huge run and been able to pass Dalio yet. That turn, they both were really good and better through that corner, but it just depends how you take the turn. Sometimes you take it better, sometimes you don't. Really depends how it goes.
Dalio pulled away a little bit there from Nathan Baird that last lap. Coming to 3 laps to go next time by at North Wilkesboro for Matt Dalio, Otter Island Motorsports. They have 1 win so far this season with Jesse Turner at Las Vegas. They also won the All-Star race with Turner. But Dalio is the best driver in points, and this win will put him right in the wild card race, and he could actually be one of the top 2 guys in the wild card if he wins here tonight, especially considering that Fisher G knocked himself out. He's got to hold off Nathan Baird, though. Baird will undoubtedly put himself inside the top 10 in points with 4 races left to go before the cutoff. The big question is, will he get the race victory? It's pulling away a little bit more for Dalio. It's going to be the white flag for the Neil Bonnet throwback next time by here in the Southern States 400 for Matt Dalio in the number 75.
I think Dalio's going to have this in the bag unless he screws up really bad. I think he's just going to have it. He's been driving really good. Baird's been driving really hard. He got a good run there, but I think Dalio's going to have it in the bag.
One more corner for Matt Dalio in the number 75. Nathan Baird is not going to be close enough. It's going to be the 8th career win for Matt Dalio in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, and it's also the throwback race as well. Matt Dalio wins the Southern States 400 at North Wilkesboro from the pole.
Yeah, and I give credit to Matt Dalio. He fell back a little bit early on, but he was able to make that ground back up, and once he got to the front, it was his race to lose. So it was a really, really solid drive by Matt Dalio. And Nathan Baird, too, he was right behind him. He did not let him go completely. He kept digging really hard trying to get back-to-back wins. Unfortunately, he came up just a little bit short, but definitely another solid race for Nathan Baird.
Yeah, and that's going to really help Baird. I think if I'm Nathan Baird, I would be really happy about that performance. But Matt Dalio needed this win, and that could put him in the chase. Only 4 races remain in this regular season. Not in the season. 14 races remain in the whole season. But only 4 until the cutoff, and that was a clutch win for Matt Dalio. I mean, I think he had the fastest car in this race. He fell back early on, but got right back through. And, I think a lot of it had to do with Ace Garcia running into the back of Bradley Ream under that second caution. That really helped Dalio out, and Dalio was able to move his way through the field and get to Nathan Baird and take home the race victory. Cameron Garlington, Trey Bartow, Brad Stover, the top 5. That might be the first top 5 for Brad Stover all season, and even for Trey Bartow. Both of those guys at Titan Fury Motorsports needed those runs, and they both got them. Wyatt Quill also needed a good run. Finished 6th. Keegan Thompson, John Art, Ryan Durrani, and hats off to Herr Larvin Alonso, who was rear-ended in that second accident. Came home with a top 10 finish here today. Really good rally out of Alonso. Much better result here than last year. He did not have a good run here last year, but a lot of guys did not have good runs. Mark Davidson, who was inside the top 10 before his piston issue. 30th. Eli Bright, we saw what happened to him and Keyshawn Richardson. Huge wreck between those guys. Brett Sierra as well also got knocked out because of a stack up. And then Ace Garcia, it was so tough to see that Tim Flock scheme get knocked out while he was the race leader, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Silas Ortiz, Salmon Alskin, Patrick Smith, Reagan Whitlock, Andrew Miller, Fish G, Thomas Troxel, and Bradley Ream all knocked out. Tough break for those guys, and you see all the other guys a lap down or more in this race. 21 guys finished on the lead lap, with Iquan Haslam, the last guy to finish on the lead lap. How about this race, Justin? Very interesting. Do you think we're going to see something similar to this tomorrow night in the late model feature?
Oh, probably. It's definitely a crazy track, especially at nighttime. All the sliding and around is just really crazy racing overall. I believe the late models are definitely going to be like how this race is tonight.
We'll just have to see. Of course, you're going to join me for the matinee tomorrow, noon Eastern Time. Modified heats and super late model LCQ. Only the top 6 advance on for those guys. And then, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on AppFan, it's the final night of the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout. We have ourselves the modified feature at 76 laps, and then the super late model feature at 100 laps. But thank you guys so much for watching here on this Friday night for the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout. Capping it off with a great race in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Matt Dalio wins here at North Wilkesboro, his first win of the season in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. And the Season 4 champion may have another shot at another championship here in Season number 9. Thank you guys so much for watching. Here are the point standings for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series after 16 races. And on behalf of Justin Seidel, we appreciate you guys sticking around and enjoying tonight's action here from North Wilkesboro. Congratulations to Matt Dalio on his Southern States 400 race victory. And I will see you guys later.
I thought I'd let you all know. I think it's time to let go. I let go.